Hi, this is Sloaneandkim Petersen with the Petersen Group at Keller Williams, and today we are here to answer your frequently asked questions in real estate. So the first question we get all the time by people that are buying a house, whether it's a first house or a second house or a third house or a 50th house, is what is the first step in the process? And as always, like we like to tell you, the first step is getting pre-qualified. It's important for a number of reasons. Number one, because we definitely want to know what your budget is. We would hate to show you your dream house and then you find out you pre-qualify for $100,000 under that. And the second step is that if you do have any issues that you need to take care of before purchasing a home, you definitely want to have those cleared up before we start making offers on your behalf. And the final step is the market is moving so fast that if you are ready to make an offer, we have to have that pre-qual letter in hand to do so.
Absolutely, that's a great point. And the second thing that we get asked a lot is, how long does it take to actually buy the home? Like, what is the process? How long is the process? And that kind of depends, but the average timeline is about 30 days. So there'll be 4 timelines within that period, but about 30 days to 45 days is pretty average on timeline.
Absolutely. And the third question we get asked is, what is the seller's market versus the buyer's market? And for those of you who know, we have been in the seller's market for quite a number of years now. And basically what a seller's market means is it means that there's more demand for houses than there are listings. Meaning if you put your house on the market, you hold all the cards because people want that product. Now on the reverse side, a buyer's market would be, say there's 100 homes and only 50 buyers. Well, now each buyer has the choice of their house, and so you have to do a little bit more to list your house in order to sell it.
And the fourth thing we do is, how much do I have to pay an agent to help me buy a house, right? And that really depends if we're talking about a buyer or a seller, but most buyers will end up paying zero for an agent to represent them. And on the sell side, that differs. We see anywhere from 2 to 6%. So it just depends on what they're doing for you. And then that's going to be dependent on the brokerage and the realtor that's servicing you.
Yep. And another question we often get asked is, what credit score do I have to purchase a home? And that actually depends. It depends on the programs that you're applying for, and it depends on the lender. But there are some lenders and some programs where you can have as low as a 580 in order to qualify for a home. So if you're looking, just get in contact with us and we'll send you to a great local lender.
Absolutely. We have great partners that would love to help you out too. So the next question we have, which is the sixth one, is how much do I need for a down payment? And that really depends as well. Some of these questions are always, it depends, right? Which is why it's great for you guys to reach out to us and we can tell you your specific situation.
Absolutely.
But as far as down payment goes, what I like to talk about is it depends on credit score, right? The higher credit score you have, the least amount of money you can bring down. The lower the credit score you have, you're going to have more of a down payment. And so that ranges from, anywhere from 100% financing, which would be a Utah housing program in our state. And that comes in the form of a second mortgage, right? So there is another mortgage involved, but it's at a higher percent interest rate, but it allows you to buy a house with no money down, right? The second option is going to be an FHA type of a loan, which is going to be about a 3.5% down. And then the third option is going to be more of conventional, which is anywhere from 5 to 20% down. And then we have VA, right, which is another 0% down option, but you would have to be a veteran to take that kind of a plan.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So again, just reach out to us. Let us connect you with our awesome local lender. They want to help. So another question that we get asked quite often is, should I sell my house before buying a new one? And again, it depends. So obviously, best case scenario, selling your house first and going into a purchasing situation without having any contingencies is best case scenario. But oftentimes we know that there's no plan B. If you were to sell your house, you really don't have anywhere else to go. And in that case, we can still help. We can transition you from your old house into your new house. No problem. There's always options, and we're here to discuss all of them with you.
Definitely. And then another one I get all the time is, what is earnest money, right? And that's a great question. So earnest money is the amount that you have to put down when you're putting in an offer on a house. So it does go towards your down payment as long as we don't default. And if we did default, then that would be released to the seller as liquidated damages to stop them from being able to sue you any further. So in a nutshell, it's basically a deposit, right, that you're putting down on the house, and then that money is going to be delivered or to you or towards the house when you're done.
And another question we get asked all the time is, how many houses should I view before I put in an offer? And that really depends on you. A lot of times people see their dream house, the first house they look at, and they're too afraid to pull the trigger. And what I would tell you is, we know that you've been looking at houses long before we take you looking at houses, right? You go to open houses, you look online, you guys have access to all of these things, so you know what you want in a home when we start looking. So if you see that the first time, put in that offer, because I guarantee you will continue thinking about that house long after we looked at 50 other homes. So if you know what you want, don't be afraid to offer on the first home you see.
Definitely. That's a great point there. And the last thing that we want to talk about is, people ask me all the time, is should I get a home inspection? And I'm always going to be a huge advocate of saying yes to that, even if it's new construction, right? And people always tell me, Sloane, what would happen if, what could actually go wrong in new construction? I haven't done one new construction deal yet where there hasn't been some sort of issue that we couldn't get the builder to rectify. That could have been something from small all the way to a roofing problem that we've found in the past. So always do an inspection. It gives you some peace of mind. It lets you know the condition of the house, what it's in. They're only a few $100s, and that's really going to give you basically an insurance policy or negotiation strength to be able to negotiate repairs or know what you're getting yourself into.
Absolutely, for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. If you have any questions at all regarding buying, selling, or just real estate in general, never be afraid to reach out. We are always here. Call us at 801-529-3867 or email us at sloaneandkim@gmail.com.
And as always, we're keeping it real.
Bye.